All right. So, what about this, Chris? We heard on, I guess it was Friday, that Notre Dame has decided to go green.
Green.
And I don't mean by that that they're going to start recycling everything. The big game in South Bend, Indiana, they're going to be wearing their alternate green jerseys for when the Buckeyes roll into town. What's your thoughts on that, Chris?
Somebody better call PETA because we're going to be stomping some frogs.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Some frogs. So you mean leprechauns?
No, no, they look more like frogs than those green things. They aren't the deep dark green of the leprechaun coat. No, it's this bright, oh, just hideous green. I don't know.
I kind of like them a little bit. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I mean,
They're
the green with the navy numbers is just, I don't know. I just don't feel it.
no.
No.
Should we? What would you think though if we were allowed to wear our scarlet as a contrast to that?
Look like a daggone Christmas tree on the field.
Should be played in December rather than September.
I'll tell you what, the Big Ten would have the stones to do that, Eric. We're not the SEC. We can take a tough game in September or in December,
Yeah, this is
But
true.
I'll tell you, it'd be great to see. But you know what? I think it's great having it in September as early as it is. That way, those who can make the trip to South Bend don't have to worry about fighting the weather up there.
Yeah. Um, what's your thoughts about alternate jersey colors? Like, are you big into that, or are
I'm
you
not a
more of a
huge fan.
traditional guy?
Now, let me tell you this way, Eric. As a fan, I'm not a huge supporter of it. But as someone who sells jerseys, I absolutely love it.
Truth. There you go. There you go. So I bet you do, man. Our alternate jerseys are interesting though. You know it.
They are. They are. They're
I
different.
love the all scarlet. I really do.
As long as we aren't doing the ones that were the stripy, oh, those were hideous.
Hey, Brad Oberding says he loves. I love it that they're wearing green. I'm sure it'll be a night game. Yeah, I'm with you. Brad, I think it will be too. Paul Buckeye says that he loves the scarlet jersey with gray letters and the helmet with the fat red stripe and green Buckeye leaf. So he's traditional.
Yep.
The now the big Buckeye leaf back when like Archie played.
Yeah.
Those were yeah. Look those up if you have never seen those guys. Those were interesting as well. So I'm looking forward to the Notre Dame game. I really am. I wrote about it for Scarlet and Gray this past Scarlet and Game this past week about how that the only 2 days that are acceptable for a Ohio State fan to wear green are on St. Patrick's Day and when they play that team up north. Those are the only
Yep.
two times when it's acceptable for Buckeye fans to shed their scarlet and gray and put on green. But I'm looking forward to the game against Notre Dame. And, I think it's because we have a lot of people around here in Central
Yes.
Ohio who are Notre Dame fans. And so you have a lot of Team Up North fans here, but to have that contrast of other people who are here that you can kind of tussle with back and forth, I kind of
Well,
love that,
not
Chris.
just here, but Northeast Ohio. My ex-wife's family. I love nothing more than used to love nothing more than to antagonize them because they were all huge Notre Dame fans. Uh, you know, but I think it's going to be a great game, and I love the history of the two programs. I think the tradition of these two programs is what makes it great. And college football is better when you've got a good Notre Dame, a good Ohio State, a good team up north. When those three teams are relevant, it is huge for the state of college football. USC is another one you could throw into that category. When there's a good USC, uh, you know, obviously, everybody talks about the SEC teams. Yeah, it's good to have a good Bama team and a good Georgia team, and it's nice every now and then when someone like LSU or um, like Tennessee steps up. But you know what? For me, I think that when Notre Dame, that team up north, and Ohio State are all relevant top 10 programs, just the state of college football in general is much, much better. So that's one of the reasons that I'm looking forward to this is we've got a time we are at that time again in history, Eric, when these three teams seem to be getting on the right path at
Mm-hmm.
the right time together. And that just means great things for college football and the tradition between teams like Ohio State and Notre Dame, Ohio State and that team up north and Notre Dame. I
Yeah.
think is just tremendous.
Marcus Freeman being a head coach over there, we really ragged on him a year ago when he made the comments about, not making the same mistake twice when he took that over, and then the comments about going to class, which was really throwing shade at Ohio State fans at the time. And of course, he backtracked on that and said that's not really what I meant, but we know exactly that that's exactly what he meant. And then he came on the radio program in Columbus,
Yes.
and with Bobby Carpenter, and he tried to explain himself to Ohio State fans. I think it's too late for that, dude. Like Marcus Freeman, I know that you're a former Buckeye. I know that you'll bleed scarlet and gray to the day you die. I get it, but dude, own it, man. You're the head coach of Notre Dame. Own it. Be that guy.
Yeah.
Why
And,
not?
and two things. One, there's that old saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And really, Ohio State fed him for a long time. But the other thing is, you look at, and I'm going to change sports here, you look at baseball and the steroid scandal. You know, A Rod came out basically smelling like roses at the end of that, Alex Rodriguez. And why was that? Because he said, "Yep, I did it. I was
Hmm.
I was trying to rehab quicker, and I did it."
Yeah. If
And
he if
people
he leans
forgive him,
into that
forgave him.
rivalry, like I'm no longer a Buckeye, I'm a
Yeah,
Irish, and and he leans into that, it's gonna actually help his team.
it will. It's going
But
to help his team, but it's going to take his cue down in Columbus even more.
oh, but if you're gonna be that guy, why not
Own it.
lean into
Yes,
that?
own
Own
it.
it. I mean, that's at this point you're kind of being hypocritical in a way, in my opinion. But that's it. That's just my opinion. But I love it. I love this rivalry. I hope Notre Dame joins the Big Ten.
Oh, I would love nothing more than that. And you know what? Another big one I'm looking forward to, Eric, is Wisconsin.
Hmm.
I am so looking for, and that game scares me a little bit. We've talked about it.
Oh, you and me both, buddy.
Wisconsin scares me a little bit. I love what Luke Fickle is doing as a coach. I just feel that that's another one that for a lot of years there, it seemed like it was us and Wisconsin going to that championship game
During the Tressel years, yeah, the
during the Trussell years.
Tressel years, Wisconsin was the biggest rivalry. Yeah, you're not alone. Larry Daniels says Wisconsin, Penn State, and that team up north all huge this year.
Every
Absolutely.
game on the schedule is huge this year for Ryan Day. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I do know. Yes, I do know how you feel about that. So I'm with you though, but I'm leaning into that Notre Dame game. I'm gonna enjoy that. I'm gonna try to get tickets and go to it.
Let's
Uh,
do it. Let's not talk about it, Eric. I was looking them up the other day.
I've already got to buy 2 tickets to the team up north, man. Game.
$384 was the ticket prices I saw yesterday online.
That's not bad.
That's not terrible.
No, that's not
I
bad.
think we could make that happen.